Have you ever felt like you aren't as close to people as you wish? Do you see other people together and feel jealous about how strong their relationship appears to be? This isn't as uncommon as you may think. Feelings of closeness are intimately tied to how affect intense you are. The concept of affect intensity relates to the strength of the reaction you have to emotional stimuli. Affect intense people have stronger responses to the same emotional stimuli as their affect stable counterparts. This means that affect stable people require stronger emotional stimuli than affect intense people to elicit not only a strong response, but any response at all. Studies suggest that affect stable people also have higher emotional stability than affect intense people due to their lower emotional responsiveness. Affect intense people experience more frequent emotional fluctuations, which means higher highs and lower lows. Despite the consistency of affect intensity, there are three main factors that have been linked to an individual's emotional responsiveness. The first is the intensity of the stimuli. Stronger stimuli results in a more intense emotional response. You will have a stronger negative response if you are fired than if you lose your keys. The second factors are those which cause changes in the reactivity of the nervous system. Caffeinated beverages increase the reactivity of your nervous system, which makes you more responsive. Third are your stable internal psychological characteristics. For example, someone with a high arousal potential would respond differently to an individual with low arousal potential. Your affect intensity is predominantly determined through self-report measures. The most commonly used test is Larsen's 40-item self-report questionnaire, the affect intensity measure. Understanding and quantifying your affect intensity can provide insight into your emotional reactions to everyday experiences. The closer you are to a person, the more intense your feelings are for them. For example, it is reasonable to assume you would experience more intense feelings of concern if your partner were seriously injured than if it were a casual acquaintance. Feelings of closeness have been found to not only influence how an individual reacts to a situation, but also how they believe they would hypothetically react. Simply put, by measuring the intensity of an individual's hypothesized or actual emotional reactions, we can determine how close you are to another person. Studies have shown that affect-intense people are generally more emotionally intelligent and capable in social situations. They also generally report higher feelings of closeness. If based on your AIM score, you are affect stable, it can help explain why you struggle in social situations and often fail to feel close to people. Understanding that this is a stable psychological trait and you're not alone in this can be helpful. Being affect stable also has its benefits, such as being reliable and less emotionally volatile. If you believe the drawbacks of your affect stability are seriously impacting upon your life, identifying this can be the first step towards working on this issue.